black man, drop top. They go to cops. They go to cops. They go to cops. Is it because of my people? Is it because of my sneakers? Is it because of my jersey? Is it because it I'm perfect? Run down 85-3 in the morning. Why you put me up and say you smell marijuana?
If you could, do me a favor and give me some feedback. Like, I hear you, T. Talk to him. Say it again. Anything to let me know that you're into me. And if you disagree, then say, boo, it's whack, put 2 thumbs down. Either way it go, I'm going to feed off the energy. Dear Heavenly Father, forgive me. Because I'm about to kill these lines. But before I do that, I'm going to heal these minds. And before I do that, I'm going to rebuild these spines. See, a lot of people don't think for themselves, nor do they stand for anything. Hence the incorporation of minds and spines. My lines about as complex as mind science. No, I'm kidding. I do this strictly for fun. But when I get in my zone, I tend to shoot off. So people label me a son of a gun. I apologize. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Terrence Banks, and I consider myself a spoken word artist, and a lot of people may be thinking, sheesh, his intro the hardest. Not at all. I'm just getting started. So my mentor hit me up. Shout out Dr. Mo Baptiste. He said, T, can you perform a poem about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and what he means to you? Also, throw in a little civil rights in there too. So my wheels started turning because I knew exactly what I had to do. See, this won't be your average spoken word piece. Yes, I'm gonna talk about our achievements, but sensitive subjects, I'm going deep. Targeting that false woke group because they still sleep. We have to understand that mama's losing babies and they still weak. So I'm doing this for Mike Brown, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, and Philando Castile. But the fact that I gotta mention these names make me sick to my stomach still. Could you imagine if sweet tea and Skittles was your last meal? That's what Trayvon had to cling to before he was killed. It's inmates on death row who've gotten a way better deal. Or I could take it a few decades back and talk about the death of Emmett Till. But I'm gonna put Emmett on ice and let Emmett chill. See, that's the problem. A lot of people can't handle keeping it real. Inequalities are what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lived and died for. But millennials' actions to the baby boomers, just an eyesore. See, I'm a millennial. And in my lifetime, I've seen the inauguration of President Barack, the gymnast Simone Biles land on top, reintroduction of black girls magic that can't be stopped, and we still having first black moments to this day that I pray don't flop. See, but being black is a unique experience. And a lot of civil rights activists have given their lives just to prove it. Huey P., Malcolm X, the Moore family. So it's a gift and not a curse. So don't confuse it. But we didn't have a choice in the matter. We didn't choose it. But it's a whole lot of culture vultures out here to whom we still losing. So let me get something off my chest because the weight's too heavy. Innocent lives lost to police officers because the aim too steady. The black man is a token on the Monopoly board. See, the game's too deadly. Zimmerman auctioned off the gun he used to kill Trayvon. See, the pain too steady. But society has the audacity to say that right now just isn't the right time. Well, I'll watch the clock while the majority is doing quite fine. Minorities are drowning in inequalities, and nobody's tossing the lifeline. So yeah, I'm kneeling with Kaepernick. This has nothing to do with military personnel. I'm kneeling with Kaepernick. This has nothing to do with military personnel. You gotta pay attention. If you got a problem with that knee on the ground, then take offense because I've seen tweets, videos, posts, comments from ex-military personnel, and they commend it. But this goes beyond freedom of speech. Well, when did they amend it? You know, freedom of speech is our First Amendment. Maybe that's me going too deep. So, the way blacks are treated should be illegal, like liquor at a speakeasy. Their African-American culture is resilient. They can't beat these. We get pissed off because we treat it like feces. They view us as animals until we become that endangered species. But like Orenthal James said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. And speaking of OJ, That's a situation that still got a lot of people pissed. You know, OJ, the one about the glove, and if it doesn't fit, then you must have quit. So allegedly a black man kills a white chick. People wanted justice quick, and that seems legit, but what about when that script is flipped? Unarmed black man gunned down by a white cop. Where's the justice then? Well, the police felt threatened, so he shot him in the back. At least the story the press is spinning. It's their job to protect and defend. But they say all lives matter, and that's pretend. We yell Black Lives Matter, and that's a sin. But let me get off my soapbox. This isn't news in the slightest. See, blacks keep getting slighted. If America was a novel, we would write it. The white man would steal it, plagiarize it, and be so delighted. But here's the thing. To the book signing, we're all invited. So understand that this is us being calm when we just riot. Because if we truly acted out our emotions, then we'd be violent.